Next. Keith Woods. Airs tonight.
Parties in Europe.
Full documentary.
For years now, I've
Wait, I
heard
forgot about the
rise of
accent.
Germany's AfD.
Wait, I am here for this. Because I just remember the accent.
Is shaking the foundation of politics in their countries. Now, with recent elections in both countries and reports of an escalating border dispute between them, I want to go and find out firsthand what's driving the rise of these movements and what this means for Europe. Germany is a country that's been undergoing radical
I wasn't sure if that was my audio or his.
To the point that almost half of German school children now come from a migrant background. At the same time, this radical demographic change has provoked a political response. Alternative for Deutschland, AfD, is now the second most popular party in Germany. And it's the most popular party here, in Brandenburg. This is Potsdam, the capital of Brandenburg, former capital of Prussia. And inside there is the Brandenburg Parliament, where AfD secured 30% of the vote. And inside there sits Lena Kotra, AfD's official spokesperson on remigration. Okay, I'm here with Lena Kotri, who is AfD's official spokesperson on remigration and a member of parliament for Brandenburg. Actually,
this is scary. This is like
in
Hitler.
Milan at the Remigration Summit. It was an excellent speech, and excited to speak to you again today, Lena.
Ja, schön, dass du hier bist.
So my first question, AfD is of great interest to nationalists outside Germany, because in a sense, we all want to be AfD. We can see the big explosion in popularity.
This is controlled
the fact
op.
that you're really challenging
Controlled
for
op
real
Hitler.
power in Germany now.
Maloney
my first
too.
question is,
Melanie.
what do you think AfD did that separated it from other smaller populist nationalist parties that have came and went and didn't have success in
We
Germany?
need the
Why was
HCP,
AfD
please.
JimboZoomer sent $5.
HCP Germany, please.
I was in a town before called Langen Village, it was called. And basically there was a young lad and he looked awful similar to me. I thought I was fighting in the mirror, right? Come outside the nightclub, I was like, do I know you from somewhere? And he goes, do I know you? Do you know? And he had a Celtic jersey on, but he had the green and the yellow one, right? And I was about to throw a punch. And then he looked at me in the eyes and I go, and he goes, am I your father? I said to him. And he goes to me, am I your son? And we just hugged it out. Turns out that no relation at all, and I just headbutted him and he got taken away. But you know, it goes to show you, people are out there, you could know them.
That's beautiful. Wow. Good.
successful where others weren't?
Naja, wir müssen sagen, dass die AfD zunächst die einzige Partei seit der Gründung der Bundesrepublik Deutschland ist, die dermaßen erfolgreich ist innerhalb kürzester Zeit. Und es gibt sehr viele kleine...
Yeah. Remigration, blah, blah, blah. Can we just talk in English? Can we just use our common tongue, the lingua franca, or whatever? However you say it. You know the one.
Splitterparteien auch, rechte Splitterparteien. Oder die gab es auch im
I'm not reading this. I'm not reading that. I don't care.
Alternative for Deutschland, or AfD, was founded by conservatives and academics opposing Eurozone policy. The migrant crisis in 2015 shifted its focus to immigration, with high-profile events like the migrant attacks on New Year's Eve in Cologne in 2015, where over 1,200 German women were sexually assaulted by migrants, shifting public perception on immigration and leaving a space for a nationalist populist party. Since then, the economic pressures Germans have faced, including housing shortages and rising welfare costs, have led more and more moderate voters to embrace the
That's
AfD
a good shot.
platform.
That was a good shot.
In this year's federal election, they received over a fifth of the vote, becoming the second largest party in Germany. And
you kind of got that shit on, though. Yeah, true.
Knocking the center-left SPD party out of its position as one of the two dominant parties in Germany. It seems like a difficulty for a lot of parties.
That was so
like
tough. That shit was so tough.
The difficulty is the early years where you try and break out from a small percentage of the vote to get national recognition. Is there any particular media strategy that the AfD had to get that nationwide name recognition and to become seen as the populist alternative?
Also seit Beginn der AfD werden wir von den Mainstream-Medien immer wieder als Nazis bezeichnet. Und wir wurden immer wieder in die rechte Ecke gestellt und gesagt, okay, das sind alles Rechtsextremisten. Aber wir haben eine Art Gegenbewegung aufgebaut in den sozialen Medien. Also wir haben gesagt, wir lassen uns das so nicht mehr gefallen. Wir machen Politik für das eigene Zeigen, Macht für die AfD.
Now you're AFD's official spokesperson.
Imagine he was speaking in like, what's the Irish language? What's the fucking free English Irish language? Like, is it Gaelic? Is it just called Irish? Irish? Gaelic Irish? Fake sugar, haram. Imagine if he was speaking in that at her. And then she's speaking in German. And then they couldn't understand each other either. But it was like nationalist as fuck. You know what I mean? It was like they're both nationalist, so nationalist as fuck that he's speaking to her in that, and then he's speaking to him in German. And we're like, what the fuck? What am I doing?
For remigration. It's a term, a concept that has kind of taken Europe by
They had
storm.
efficient German sex after this interview.
As far as what that actually looks like, what's a realistic remigration policy for Germany that could be implemented by AfD?
Ja, also Remigration ist die Frage unserer
so we're thinking
Generation. Das ist eine Frage, die uns alle beschäftigt. Wir haben seit 2015 eine Massenzuwanderung nach Deutschland. Wir haben eine steigende Gewaltkriminalität, wir haben Wohnungsnot, wir haben einen Bildungsnotstand. Und all das ist wegen der Migrationskrise in diesem Land überhaupt erst passiert. Und deshalb kann Remigration sich eben eine 180-Grad-Wende in der Migrationspolitik hinlegen.
During the migrant crisis, German society was initially very welcoming of the new arrival. Germans have seen directly how migration has transformed their society for the worse. According to federal crime statistics, migrants are 3 times overrepresented in general crime, but this rises to more than 4 times for violent crime and over 15 times overrepresentation for crimes like pickpocketing. These rates are even higher when you look specifically at the many non-Western migrants.
I like how it felt like he wanted the cameraman to stop moving like halfway through that. You know what I mean? I like how it felt like he wanted the cameraman to stop rotating at like this part.
Overrepresented in general crime, but this rises to more than 4 times for violent crime and over 15 times overrepresentation for crimes like pickpocketing. These rates are even higher when you look specifically.
Why am I logging this? Why am I being a jerk? Sorry.
At the many non-Western migrants in Germany. And Germany is now regularly in the news for its problem with migrant crime. Last December, a migrant drove a car through Christmas market in the eastern city of Magdeburg, killing 6 and injuring hundreds. In May, a Syrian asylum seeker stabbed 5 young people outside a popular student bar in the German city of Bielefeld. Another thing we hear about in the West is the unique persecution it seems like AfD faces. We hear about these discussions that are happening in Germany about potentially banning AfD. Can you talk a bit about the kind of challenges
reviewing the camera work? Yeah, you're right.
Other parties don't face, whether it's from the police, the state in general, the media. What have been the unique challenges that have been thrown at AfD by the regime?
Also die AfD wird seit Bestehen ausgegrenzt. Ganz mal Verfassungsschutz und wir werden
We're going to remigrate all of them.
Hier im Land regieren.
Top of the morning.
One of the exciting things about AfD's growth is that so much of it is coming from the youth. AfD is now the most popular party among young German men. And I'm going to speak to one of them, 24-year-old Christopher Tam, who's one of AfD's most successful organizers in this region of Brandenburg.
From zero to hero, we got the most voters, and it's just unbelievable. After the votes,
W speaking English, let's go.
Outside on the street, the people recognize you. They shake your hand. They thank you for your service, like you're kind of army man or something. I really like to see how the people not only believe in the faces that the AfD stands for, but also the ideals and ideas for Germany. Just interesting to see how after we got into the parliaments, we catched up to.
The camera spin is crazy. The camera spin is funny because it's like when the camera's spinning like that, you're not supposed to turn with the camera usually. You know what I mean? Usually it's like you're supposed to pretend that the camera's not there if they're gonna do like a camera spin, but they keep like following the camera. So it's like they're just like rotating on their heel or something. I think that's why it feels funny.
Hold and even increase our votes, and that's still undisputed.
Like their eyes are like following the camera.
And so, do you think that's realistic, that the German state could just ban AFD, or do you think it's gotten to too large of a point now where it's not really feasible?
Well, I think you and me know pretty well that if
like
a state wants
like
something,
that was a good
he
shot.
will get it.
That
like
was sick.
We watched with the corona virus, with the corona, and after the corona
Man,
times,
remember
I
corona?
think it's not impossible, but
Man.
it's pretty difficult.
Man, you guys remember the coronavirus? Who remembers, man, during the coronavirus when everything was on Zoom? Am I right? Can I get an amen? Guys, who remembers that? Oh, man. Does that drive anyone else crazy when people just say that like all over and over again, when people are just always saying that bullshit? Like, remember that? Man, who remembers that?
Difficult because, as you saw, for example,
the Great Quarantine.
Last week with, I don't know, the Compact magazine, right-wing magazine in Germany. Last year, the secretary for inner stuff from Germany tried to ban it. And right now, our judiciary said it's not okay to ban this right-wing magazine. But I think if they really possible, when we are too big to fail. You cannot ban 20, 30, or as in my region, 40% of your population.
Ever since AFD's rise to prominence, discussion about the German state outlawing the party has been in the mainstream of German politics. In May, Germany's intelligence services classified AFD as certainly right-wing extremist.
This is why you should have been MAGA communists.
Due to AFD's ethnic understanding of the German people, which violates the human dignity
double dare you,
of
motherfucker.
other Germans. Opinion is divided on this topic.
Okay, wait. Okay. I'm not trying to A-log it. This isn't an A-log. I like this because I love Ghost Adventures. That's what the fucking editing of this is like, though. This is straight up like Travel Channel, like the Ghost Adventures editing. Did it just jump like that for real?
Of other Germans.
No way. Dude, but I like that. Like, unironically, I do like that.
Opinion is divided on this topic. Almost 50% of Germans now support a ban on AFD. And just recently, the Social Democrat Party, which is in government here, came out in favor of a federal ban. But with AFD now the second most popular party in Germany, outlawing the main opposition to the government risks destroying faith in German democracy from a huge proportion of the electorate. And that could throw Germany into chaos.
Our positions are so hated by mainstream media and mainstream parties. It's completely normal that the youth will try to ask, are they really such bad guys? And then they start to think, they start to watch our videos, how we talk, what we stand for. And it's incredible to see the support of the youth. But as I said, of course, number one topic from us since 2015, as we love to see it someday in Germany, remigration. And because there's like a taboo topic, we call it here, how illegal aliens, they cannot live here, not working, but getting our tax money in their pockets. And that's, of course, the thing that the old parties, the cartel parties, don't really talk about, or they don't want to talk about it, or they want to replace the Germans. If somebody talks about we have to stop illegal migration, the first party that comes to mind is the AFD.
Is that part of what's drawn in the youth for you as well? Is that like nationalism is becoming a kind of counterculture here?
Yes, of course. We had like this big movement, if you remember 2018, Save Your Planet, climate change and all this rainbow stuff. And at some point people get sick of this thesis without real arguments. The mainstream
tired of this rainbow stuff, man.
That's the opposite. It's like in the nature of the youth. And we are completely the opposite of this whole rainbow woke culture. And therefore, of course, it's like already mainstream in Brandenburg to be proud of your country, to wear the colors of our flag. Back in the days, I don't know, maybe 5, maybe 10 years, if you had the flag of your own country,
he called out Alphabet Gang.
You wouldn't even not even call right-wing extremists,
the new
but real national socialists for wearing your own flag of the democratic state you have right here. And right now, right ideas become more mainstream. And as the youth sees it in direct opposition to the arguments in the mainstream media, they see in the schools how many people are wearing, how many women are wearing burqas and hijabs, how it's not even safe anymore to go into public places, like example into bathhouses, without being stared at by people we let in here. So as you see it more and more in your everyday life, I think it has a big impact on the youth. Therefore, many young people give us the attention we need.
In 2015, Angela Merkel threw open Germany's borders. Over 1.2 million refugees came to Germany in that year alone. And since then, legal immigration has also skyrocketed. 9 million people came to Germany in the years between 2015 and 2022, a period that saw the rise of the AfD. Now, 19 million people in Germany, or 23% of the population, are either migrants or the children of migrants that have come here since 1950. As German living standards now decline, the recent polls showed that 31% of Germans said they will definitely leave Germany if given the chance, and 27% said they would probably make that decision. Interestingly, 61% of those respondents said that immigration is a major factor influencing that decision.
I think the most effective way, like how, for example, we do it, or as, for example, I do it, I also connect via social media. I like, for example, if you have X, and for me personally, I like more Instagram. With Instagram, you have such a big reach and an impact on people with short videos that you may say some things that were before like forbidden to say. For example, I love my country, I want illegal aliens to go home and not to live for our tax money. And saying your arguments, not only your ideas but also your arguments over and over again, is what is the difference between the mainstream parties, that they only say ideas like, for example, climate change, save the nature, no border, no nations, no man is illegal. But without the arguments, their ideas become over the time expendable. We have the arguments and our ideas will live on forever. Like in history, national identity was always the topic, and it will be also in the future.
Keine Angst.
The German-Polish border is now the new flashpoint in the immigration debate. Germany has recently returned about 11,000 asylum seekers into Poland, but Polish nationalists are furious. They see this as Germany dumping their problem on their border. Germany claims that these are the illegal
I walked out
immigrants
there because I heard a bunch of noise and been talking to the cat. The cat was just on the table, like laying on her stomach, like sticking her butt up. It was insane. Yowing.
Illegally into Germany, mostly African, Middle Eastern migrants that were flooded into Poland from Belarus.
Jimbo, rewind when the German finishes his interview. Why? What happened?
And saying your arguments, not only your ideas but also your arguments over and over again, is what is the difference between the mainstream parties, that they only say ideas like, for example, climate change, save the nature, no border, no nations, no man is illegal. But without the arguments, their ideas become, over the time, expendable. We have the arguments and our ideas will live on forever. Like in history, national identity was always the topic, and it will be also in the future.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way it's edited
and
like
it will
that.
be also in the future.
Dude, yes, that's so good. Yes. Oh, we're white pilled. We're white pilled. Happy Keith. Happy Keith Woods. That's so nice. Oh, that's so nice. Oh no. Dude, they're shooting nationalists. When you're just trying to jerk it.
The German-Polish border is now the new flashpoint in the immigration debate. Germany has recently returned about 11,000 asylum seekers into Poland, but Polish nationalists are furious. They see this as Germany dumping their problem on their border. Germany claims that these are the illegal immigrants that came illegally into Germany, mostly African, Middle Eastern migrants that were flooded into Poland from Belarus. In response, Polish nationalists have organized large protests and even set up their own vigilante patrols to apprehend this flood of immigrants, which they say the Polish government is ignoring. As this issue begins to get international attention, the Tusk government has promised that they will reinstitute border controls with Germany, something which...
I still can't believe that was real. That was so... Dude, that was so good. That was the best thing I've ever seen in my life, I swear.
Also in the future.
That's the greatest shot of all time. That's so...
One of the biggest border in this district.
Now, when I was in Germany, I was talking to Germans about this situation, and they claim that the people being dropped here are migrants that illegally enter Germany through Poland, you know, migrants that came from Belarus. Is that true? Are these people that were originally Poland's problem and now they're being sent back?
This is the biggest problem, that we don't know from where exactly these people coming. Most probably they can came also from Mediterranean Sea area. We have no any proof that...
Where are they coming from? Mostly from the Middle East, Africa, you know, from the south.
They are coming from Poland to Germany.
3 lipca, około pierwszej w nocy, most graniczny w Gubinie. Niemcy wychodzą za komisariatu, który jest zaraz za mostem, i wyprowadzają migranta. Przerzucają go do Polski. Nie ma polskiej straży granicznej, nie ma.
There are no Polish border guards, no Polish police. They're likely doing this without agreement.
Pod ukryciem nocy.
Under the cover of darkness.
Tak robią Niemcy. Tusk mówiący o tym, że niepotrzebna żadnej aktywności, żadnych działań, bo strona niemiecka dobrze działa. No i nasi koledzy idą, pytają się człowieka, czy ma papiery, czy ma dokumenty. Okazuje się, że nie ma nic.
And turns out he has nothing. He returns to the Germans.
We want to cultivate our culture, our habits, and we, Polish people, we do not want this to change, because we see as it looks like in Ireland, in Great Britain, being honest, in many places in Western Europe, really don't want this in our country. I am really proud of those people that are standing on every border. They are giving their private time, the time that they could spend with their families.
As you see, here is a camp. Yeah. So you see, this foil is usually used by some refugees or migrants or whatever.
The situation in Europe is really that bad, basically because of the massive immigration.
That's a teacher from Harry Potter.
Immigrants, they receive more help than the original inhabitants. This is not right.
Almost 11 p.m. Polish time. This is right along the German-Polish
Rose in Polish time right now.
And there's a camp back there of multiple Polish patriots.
Dude, please let him end every segment with a Keith smile. That would be so nice. That'd be so lovely.
That are coming out here every single night, patrolling the border for migrants. It's an incredible level of dedication. We're talking to these people, they have day jobs. Some of these people, they're going to be up early in the morning, going to work in Szczecin. And they're out here doing this job for the love of Poland. You know, you look at it, Poland really doesn't have a lot of immigration. And even the numbers they're talking about, they're really pale in significance in comparison to what's happening in Western Europe, even a place like Ireland. But you see that they have this extreme vigilance. And when you talk to them, what you hear again and again is, we see what's happening to France, to the UK, to Ireland, and we'll never let that happen to Poland. And it's quite heartening. You know, they're not waiting for the big problems to come, the crime, the collapsing communities. They're on top of it. They've turned it into a national news story, a huge controversy for the government, and they may well get it shut down. So, you know, it's an incredible testament to their dedication and to the kind of sacrifice that patriotism can stir in people here.
Only in Ohio. A few days later, Poland reinstates border controls with Germany. Lithuania to curb illegal migration. Whoa.
So we're now heading to another protest in
Did he smile again?
Which is a city further south, right along the German border. Polish nationalists still aren't happy, despite
Never relax in Poland.
To institute new border controls. They think this is just cynical, opportunist. It's just a way to get rid of the citizen patrols that he doesn't want there, and basically continue the situation as it is. So you see that the political pressure in both these countries, the rise of Confederacja in Poland, the rise of AfD in Germany, is forcing these pretty moderate politicians to take a surprisingly tough stance on immigration, especially in Tusk's case. Now, of course, it's not a long-term solution for these countries to be passing African asylum seekers back and forth in a dispute of who's supposed to process them. And the real obstacle to dealing with this, of course, is all of the infrastructure that exists on the EU and the international level, like the European Council on Human Rights, that ties these countries' hands behind their back for dealing with asylum seekers. That the long-term solution would have to be just tearing up, dismantling a lot of these treaties and legislation that exist on the continent-wide level and even the global level when it comes to protection of asylum seekers and refugees. And then on the Europe-wide level, you can deport these people in a faster, more efficient way, and you don't get these national disputes between countries. So that's where it will lead in the long run if you continue to get this national populist surge.
Right. Racism is not patriotism. Dude, another smiling Keith. That's so nice. That was so nice. Stop hatred, stop division. Racism kills.
I know that Polish, it's not about genetics, it's about culture. If these people will integrate here, there's no reason to worry about.
What are they saying that you disagree with? That's false.
They want Poland only for Poles, which is kind of impossible without demographic.
Do you think Poland would benefit from more immigration from outside?
I'm not sure if all sides, because not all demographic groups integrate well here. at least from my observation. But I think that more immigration from
Fucking
Eastern Europe,
asshole.
South of Europe, East Asia, Southeast Asia, South America, it would be really beneficial.
More immigration from East Asia, Southeast Asia. We need a little more immigration from South America. Yeah, I think Poland could do with a little more of that. Don't mind if we do.
Beneficial because Poland is dying, literally dying. It is lowest birth rate in Europe, one of the lowest.
Okay. Why do you think the birth rate is so low here?
I mean, it's for all developed countries that it's normal. That is 5 grade of the demographic phase. But also housing crisis is kind of problem.
What's a country you looked at that you think was improved with more diversity and immigration?
I think good example is Denmark. They built strong borders, true, but they also imported a lot of people with a lot of knowledge. They built modern economy with migrants, and they have a lot of students. Sweden too, I think, not from media, but I know a lot of people from Malmö or from Lund that are great students and are improving Swedish demographics, same time building their economy. But I think that in a globalized world, I have more similar topics to talk with person from another big city in Japan than from person from village.
Bro just wants Asian girls to immigrate to Poland. Dude, that's not who's immigrating to Poland. Dude, none of those want to go to Poland, okay? They're not moving to fucking Poland.
Here. So in global world, these differences are not that big problem. Outside of university, I think youth in Poland is more right than left.
Interesting. And do you think it's becoming more right-wing or?
Yes, because it's simple, but I think people will grow from it. It's normal, like with
Bro,
age,
it's
they
hopeless
will
yellow
less
fever.
radical.
It's like, bro, you gotta just go there or something. Like,
I would say
they're
way
not
of
coming to
thinking.
you.
I think
You're getting 100
multicultural can
Mohammeds.
only bring something good for us. Yes. In 2015,
It will
when
make
the
us
war in
Polska
Syria
strong.
starts,
True.
Germany
True.
and other countries start to build migrant system. In Poland, we didn't. We are just totally down. And these people like Confederacja, they're trying to use migrants against to make a war between Polish people, let's say.
And do you think when people move to Poland and they stay here for long enough, can they become Polish?
Oh, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to become Polish.
Let's not go crazy here, okay? You're still not Polska.
What do you think makes a Polish person?
What makes Polish person?
Jewish.
I don't want to say you are Polish, you are Irish, you are German. I think all people should be together. We are people, right? Of course, you can try to get documents.
What makes you a Polska? Well, I don't want to talk about that. I think we're all just people, right?
To stay in this country legally, but we are all people. So let's make.
We are
just
white
no
people.
Borders, no nations.
It's actually very scary that it's young people voting for them, and the things that they're saying, I'm strongly against them. So, for example,
One race, the
illegal
Polish
immigration,
master
and they're actually
race.
lying quite a lot about it. There are also some border controls
Eating
that they
pierogi.
border controls that they established at the borders to Germany, trying to stop people that are just cross borders, simply going through the border. Well, they're homophobic as well. They're, as I said, nationalistic. That's actually very, very scary. They're anti-European Union, anti-basically any other country.
Okay, and why do you think
Gosh,
young
they give me
people
the
are moving
chills.
towards the far right?
Okay, with the Polish, that's probably true though, because like they're not gonna like Germans, and they also hate Russia. Like with the Polish, that is just true. They would just be, if they're nationalistic, they would just be like antisocial assholes.
Here, you said that, I can notice it as well, there's lots of young people up there.
I'm actually not so sure. Maybe it's because of the material that is often there on TikTok and they're watching it. So it might be this one, maybe to some extent lack of education in a way.
Poles also dislike Czechs. Yeah, Poles are just antisocial freaks. So, I mean, honestly, we probably shouldn't. It's like we have the worst country to have become nationalistic in Europe. Like, it's a joke. It's like God's just laughing at us as he makes literally the worst country that we could possibly have become like a right-wing nationalist state,
If you don't know,
Jimbo should raid more Polish VR chat servers. That was so funny. Remember?
how unity is important and maybe we're protesting against it in some way.
I know a Polish girl. She's fat and subhuman, but she's a nice girl. Sends cats pajamas. Polish people are so funny, man. But I do unironically love the anytime Poland's mentioned when they do spam Polska mentioned and shit. That is the best.
But mostly it's young men that they're afraid of the changes, like women getting more rights in a way, like they used to.
A lot of incels.
Exactly, lots of incels as well. Maybe a combination of all those factors.
You think they get pussy or no?
But the narrative that is around it, this is something that is very scary because it's.
See, like how can he keep a straight face while he does that, dude? If it started going that way, I'm immediately going. Do you think it's because they don't get enough pussy? Do you think that maybe these Polish nationalists are just suffering from not getting any pussy? By not getting enough action? You think that they'd stop being big scary jerks if they just got a little more head?
That we're imposing border controls just to see what's going on the borders, but the narrative that they're selling is there are so many illegal migrants and they're coming here to rape our women and they're threatening our society and they're going to steal our culture and destroy our country.
And would you like to see Poland become a more diverse, multicultural country like in Western Europe?
I don't care.
Yes, totally. So I think diversity brings a lot of value and also teaches
That's
people
the one country, legit,
I
don't give
one
a
another,
fuck.
regardless of the skin color, orientation, or anything else, pretty much. So we're all humans after all, and it should be treated the same way.
And is there a country, maybe in Western Europe, that you look at and you think that's a good country to emulate that has been improved by diversity?
I think all of them, but at the same time, again, I will say it once again that I find it very scary that there is this right-wing movement and across all the countries in Europe currently. I co-live in Germany. I'm here there quite often. AfD has 30% of votes roughly right now. If you look at other countries, it's also very nationalistic.
She doesn't even know. He's in their headquarters.
Originally, I'm from Ukraine, and I do have the Polish citizenship.
Dude, we gotta like Eastern Europeans. Really, we need a big fucking wall. We why did they ever tear that thing down, dude? Why did they tear that thing down? Like, what were we thinking?
Citizenship already, but anyway, with everything that is
Russia,
going on
please
during
rebuild
the last
wall.
8 months, I do not feel safe anymore.
Why do you think these people have so much support in Poland, like Konfederacja and these kinds of parties?
I think it is very easy to influence young people through the media, and that is the main channel. That's how Manson got the support. This is TikTok, basically.
And would you like to see Poland become more
Bigger Iron
multicultural,
Curtain,
more
please.
diverse, taking people from all around the world?
Absolutely.
What do you think? Can anyone be a Polish person?
Yes, I know a lot of people who got integrated quite easily. I think with
Ukrainians are worse than Polish. I mean, it's like Ukrainians are that's like the same. That's like, I mean, yeah. I mean, probably. I don't even know. I don't know really what's worse, but like, yeah. I mean, probably they're like the same thing.
Ukrainian immigrants, that's the easiest case.
And you're very similar countries, but if someone moves here...
They're both bad. Yeah, the real takeaway is they're both bad. Polish and Ukrainians. We could do without. We don't need... Listen, all I'm saying is we don't need either. Like, what does the world miss without either of those things? You know what I mean? Just picture a world without them. Is it really that bad?
From like India or Bangladesh, they can become Polish as well?
Not so easily, I would say.
Okay.
I would say that unfortunately, no.
Okay.
From what I noticed,
that's because they're too different.
That's because, first of all, there is a lack of desire to get integrated. So I would not necessarily say it's a bad thing. They really want to keep their own culture, but Polish community sees it as a threat.
Okay, so you're not total openness. You think immigration, but it should be similar countries to Poland. Is that what you think?
Well, no. I think it's just a matter of accepting.
Stammy Ooh sent $5 story time. When I was a little kid, I asked the owner of a Polish supermarket if he was a Polak because my grandma hated them and always referred to them as that, and I had no idea it was a slur to them.
You know, I'm just saying, like, I just started hating the Polish because I thought it was funny because every European hates Polish people. Like, even liberal, like, all Europeans, no matter whether or not they're even nationalistic or not, they all just fucking hate Polish people. And I always just thought that was funny. Because it's like, dude, I'm from like Utah. I've never even met a Polish person. But then you actually start seeing them and you're like, wait, like they hate them for a reason. Like, wait, they are just all retarded. And then you like, you know, and then you learn like history and then you like learn, you know, everything. And then you're just like, they're just fucking retarded. Like, W stummy. That's so funny. Asked the owner of a Polish supermarket if he was a Polak because my grandma hated them and always referred to them as that, and I had no idea it was a slur. And then you realize like Jack Posobiec, and then you start seeing like the skis, you know, and the names and stuff, and all these people that you start seeing, and you're like, oh my gosh, like they're all just fucking retarded. Like, they are just all retarded.
Other cultures. Who cares what you do, right, at home, what language you speak at home? It's just a matter how you behave if you go to work, right, pay taxes. That's what makes you a good citizen.
We are protesting against fake information going around Poland, making people...
You are Polish. No, I'm Ashkenazi Jewish European. I'm 100% European Ashkenazi, and that Ashkenazi population just so happens to be in the borders that you call Poland now. Okay, but I would call it Canaan.
Fear of foreigners with different color of skin.
Would you take a refugee yourself into your house?
May I not answer that question?
No, we can skip that. No, we can skip that. I'll ask about youth support.
You mean about future or about the past?
Whatever, in the future.
No, that's a hard question. We've got to be safe.
So, All Polish Youth doesn't run in elections, right? So what is the purpose of All Polish Youth? How does an organization like yours change politics?
Nasza organizacja nie bierze udziału w wyborczej walce politycznej.
Oh my. Alright, fuck this. I'm not listening to Polish. Alright, what are we doing here? Come on. Come on, asshole.
Your activism goes, I mean, one of the best results is you are the guys that organized what became the Polish Independence March, which is now an annual march. It has 100, sometimes 200, sometimes 300,000 people marching. Last year it was over 100,000 people there. It's the biggest march of its kind anywhere in Europe. It's huge nationalist get-together. Can you explain how that came about in your organization's role?
Marsz Niepodległości jest wydarzeniem, które zapoczątkowały dwie organizacje. Młodzież Wszechpolska, moja organizacja, oraz ONR. Na początku właśnie było to porozumienie różnych...
It's like, dude, you know, people always clown on French for sounding retarded. It's nowhere near this retarded. Like, this is just unbelievable.
Małych grup narodowych, patriotycznych, nacjonalistycznych, które dogadały się z licznymi narodowych, dziesiątki.
Fuck off. Alright. Wait, did he put smile at the end? Please!
Będą przychodzić do naszej organizacji,
come on.
Bo będą chcieli walczyć o swoją
He's not gonna smile because he's listening to Polish. Man. Polska! The bottles. Kokichi.
Poland's existence as an independent nation has always been precarious.
You got a new haircut.
Poland was partitioned in the 18th century by Prussia, Russia, and Austria. It was erased from the map for 123 years. The independent Polish state that came after World War I was destroyed in World War II as Poland came under the rule of the Soviet Union.
They had 100 good years.
Poland was just the map for 123 years. The independent Polish state that came after World War I was destroyed in World War II as Poland came under the rule of the Soviet Union. Under the 4 decades of communist rule that followed, Polish national and religious identity faced intense prosecution. The Soviet Union censored historical education around Poland's
everywhere that was occupied by the Soviet Union or anything related to it just creates the most annoying people ever. Like, what's with that? Seriously. Like Cuba, like Cubans are the fucking most annoying of the South Americans easily. It's not even close. They are unbelievably annoying, right? Like the Polish people from Poland, like after the Soviet Union, like that are there now and everything, so fucking annoying, obnoxious. Why? Like what is it about being occupied by the Soviets that makes you just the most fucking annoying ever?
Independence struggles for independence. Monuments and street names tied to national.
Puerto Ricans are the most annoying. There aren't even that many Puerto Ricans. Like,
heroes were replaced by Soviet symbols. The church faced intense persecution. Clergy were monitored, and the state promoted atheism to undermine Catholic influence.
America basically created Poland, so it's your fault. I mean, that's true. That's true, but the thing is, it's not just places that we did that to. It's like, because we didn't do that to Cuba. Cuba is still, you know, like not a liberated, like by Western powers state. You know what I mean?
This is the Palace of Culture and Science, an initiative of Stalin.
Don't Republicans love Cubans in Florida? Yeah. Yeah, they do. But they do because they're like annoying, because they're like the most obnoxious freak. That's my whole point. They're like all the Republican chuds will be like, but we love our Cubans. But then it's like, dude, Cubans are all gay. They're all annoying. They're all fucking just like the worst. And then they want to sit there and tell you about how, like, I guess maybe that's the problem. It's like Cubans will then like lecture you about politics. It's like, dude, you're a fucking Cuban. Like, I don't care. Like, no one asked what you think. You shouldn't even be allowed to vote. You like came here on a boat or something. You were like escaping because gas prices were high. Fuck off.
It was presented to Poland as a gift from the Soviet Union during communist rule.
Like every Cuban is a worshiper of Ronald Reagan.
It housed the headquarters of the ruling Polish Communist Party. This became the clearest instrument of Soviet soft power, intending to cement communist influence. Soviet attempts to suppress Polish national identity and Catholicism.
Our Cuban is also annoying, but he's just Jewish. Yeah, it's true.
The first ever Polish Pope, John Paul
he's just
II,
Polish.
galvanized millions of Poles around their
Catholic
he's Jewish.
Identity he's Jewish,
and inspired resistance against Soviet rule. But now, Poland is following the trend of other Western societies and moving towards secularization. And that has made abortion a major culture war issue here. Okay, Maria, as a young person in Poland, what's the most important political issue for you today?
For me, I think it's the abortion rights in Poland. For now, it's about the abortion.
Well, about abortion and so on. And I don't think men, I don't think men should talk about women's bodies. It should be women's decision. And I don't really would feel good about giving birth to a child that was by rape. I wouldn't feel
I'd feel good about that.
Feel good about it.
I believe that a lot of young men my age are pretty lost. So we had the vision of a family, a home, this way of living.
Like, as she apologized to Keith before she said, I don't think men should talk about, I'm sorry. I don't think men should talk about women's body.
That our grandparents and our parents had, this way of living is not sufficient. I don't think it's interesting.
Poland's gone woke.
I want to live it. I don't want to contribute
wow,
to
even
it.
dogs to
So I believe that when this way of living is ruined, it's abolished, it's very easy for young men to feel lost in life and not knowing where to go. And so right-leaning parties tend to give them the ability to seek the way of life that was promised to them.
In 2020, Polish women took to the streets in huge numbers to protest a total abortion ban by the conservative peace government. This demographic helped deliver a narrow victory for
God is a woman and she's fucking mad. That's what that poster just said.
By the conservative peace government. This demographic helped deliver a narrow victory for the more socially...
That's like a Benny Fallout ass chat. God is a woman and she's fucking mad. Like, yeah, it's like shit Benny would put in my chat.
Liberal Tusk government in 2023. With young men moving further right, Polish society is increasingly polarized between the conservative provincial villages and rural areas and big liberal cities, and increasingly between men and women.
Are a lot of young people in Poland embracing Catholicism, or do you have the same trends as the West of the West with it becoming more secular? The entire Europe, and not only Europe, because it's also a phenomenon in the United States.
We are so strong.
Also other countries that mainly men more than women, they are becoming more conservative and searching for faith. But the hope is that the younger generation, they are more conservative. They are more concerned about their future. Wow. They see that the old ways of for example, the values that were promoted by European Union, this indifferentism, this secularism, it doesn't work. The people don't have a goal in their life. They don't know what to do with their lives. I mean, it's not only for Poland, but also we can see that in a nominally Catholic countries like Spain, like Malta, they have the lowest birth rate. That's very concerning. We have to go back to our roots, to the Catholic faith, because Catholic faith gives the answer that if somebody has the vocation to have family, he should have as many children as it gets. In Ireland, you had big families like 60 years ago, and what happened? Because the church stopped preaching this. So we have to ask Catholics, if our priests don't give the good testimony, we have to give good testimony.
What party I choose and who I follow is mostly decided by who I observe to be the closest to Christian values.
Okay.
So at this point, for me, it's mostly Confederacja. But I mean, I definitely wouldn't want the abortion rights to get any lighter. It's not mostly because I'm a Christian, and from the Christian point of view, abortion is murder.
Support for nationalist and conservative political parties has seen a huge rise in recent years. And what's interesting in Poland is that's especially true among the youth. For Poles aged 18 to 21, the Nationalist Konfederacja is now the most popular political party. What's interesting too is that there's a huge gender split with this. Konfederacja has almost 50% of the young male vote in that category, but just 16% from women. Women of that demographic support the left-wing Lewica party more than any other. Many young Poles, especially in smaller towns and rural areas,
dude, they're about to have a fucking Polish incel war.
Limited job opportunities, despite Poland's recent.
Dude, the Polish women aren't pick-me, so they're about to have a fucking incel war.
Growth. Konfederacja has a young, tech-savvy leadership that has been able to leverage this to become a major anti-establishment force.
Especially one specific figure was on social media.
Manson?
Yes, he was on social media. He was the first one to really push his campaign.
We got a couple of good Polskas here,
Instagram, on these
a couple of
platforms
good
that actually reach young people.
Polacks.
Many of my friends are supporting like left, right? But I know that many young men are supporting this right Konfederacja-like parties, and they are really on TikTok's platforms.
In Poland, a lot of young men support the far-right parties like Konfederacja.
She's so nervous to talk to Keith.
Do you notice that in your own life? Do you think men are more
She's longing for Keith right now.
I noticed this, and even my brother is like right-wing.
Do you think that's the reason men your age are supporting parties like Confederacja? Is now with the internet you can see like the UK, France, these countries, what happened with multicultural.
Yeah, exactly. And that's I think that's why they are supporting them. And you know, like the Confederacja, you know, they those like the alcohol stuff that they are constantly advertising, like the Manson with his beer parties that he has.
Oh my gosh!
It's because of Manson. He really knows how to use these kind of platforms, and they've seen him.
Polish people,
really support him,
you will drink
I can tell that he's doing a great job.
Respect the hustle.
I respect it. Like I really respect how he's doing.
Jak będziemy wpuszczać do Europy, do Polski
no way, that's the leader. That's the leader of the Polish party.
Tak jak w tym momencie jest u nich. Tak jak w tym momencie jest.
They have culture war criminal running their fucking nationalist party. You can't make this shit up. Holy shit! It's like if you elected culture war criminal as the leader of the Republican Party.
W Europie Zachodniej. Wszędzie w
That's
Europie
crazy.
Zachodniej jest to samo. Wielka Brytania. Przez ostatnie 20 lat w Wielkiej Brytanii liczba gwałtów zwiększyła się 7-krotnie. Z 10 do 70 tysięcy gwałtów.
No, CWC would kick the shit out of that guy in a fight. Yeah, you're right. In hand to hand, he would kill that Polski easily.
Rocznie. Te 60 tysięcy kobiet z tą wielką traumą na całe życie. Te 60 tysięcy gwałconych co roku więcej kobiet w Wielkiej Brytanii.
This guy has like obvious pit bull like physiognomy. You know what I mean? Like this guy, if you were going to align him to an animal, it would literally be a pit bull. Like the eyes, it's almost like there's no light in them.
Właśnie ofiary tej lewicowej polityki otwartych granic,
lewicowej
polityki
multikulti, lewicowej polityki
When
tolerancji,
he bites a pierogi, his ass does not
60
like
tysięcy kobiet będzie miało traumę rocznie do końca życia, dlatego że jacyś lewicowi politycy wymyślili sobie, że wpuszczą do Wielkiej Brytanii każdego, kto tylko będzie tam chciał przyjechać.
Looks Ukrainian,
Ale nie tylko
potato head.
kobiety cierpią w Wielkiej Brytanii. Bardzo znany przypadek miasteczko.
Compare it to Untermensch poster. There's no way. There's no way. There, Untermensch. Dude, why is that just fat Jack Posobiec? Like, why is that literally just fucking fat Jack Posobiec, though? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I swear I've seen him make that face before. It's crazy, dude.
70 tysięcy
There,
mieszkańców, trochę
Mensch.
więcej niż Bełchatów. Przez kilkanaście lat muzułmańskie gangi w Rotterdam masowo wykorzystywały, molestowały małe dziewczynki. Na to, żeby w Polsce działo się dokładnie to samo, co w Europie Zachodniej. Nigdy nie pozwolimy na masowe migracje z Azji czy z Afryki. Polacy nigdy się na to nie zgodzą.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, the actual event that they're having there is awesome and like well put together and cool. Like actually, like I'm making fun of him because he really does just literally look like comically chuddish. You know what I mean? I'm covering a lady in the back. You got to see this, dude. Dude. Oh my god. Okay, anyway. Polska Chuds win! She's a poor helmet on. Lady in the back's literally got a, what are the helmets called? What are the fucking... Crime that shocked Poland. Torun, Venezuelan man, attacked a 24-year-old Polish woman. Why are there Venezuelans in Poland? The fuck?
So this is a spot just a couple of weeks ago where Claudia, a 24-year-old PhD student, was brutally attacked. A Venezuelan migrant, 19 years old, who had overstayed his visa, by all rights should have been deported from Poland, should not have been in this country, brutally sexually assaulted her, stabbed her multiple times in the eyes and the head with a screwdriver, and she laid blinded.
Venezuelans will go anywhere they
4 days
can.
before dying.
They're in Iceland
And
too.
this is
Really?
a problem in Poland now. As we've been talking to the activists here, migrants
the-
come here, they overstay their visa, they're not deported, they're asked to leave nicely. And we don't hear of many stories like this from Poland, but sadly they're becoming increasingly common. Not far from here in the city of Nowa, a 41-year-old Polish man was stabbed to death by Colombian migrants. And we're not far from the old town of Torun. It's a beautiful city, it's very much the old Poland. And you walk through here and you hope they will be able to preserve their identity and resist the diversity, the mass immigration agenda that the West has faced. This is a very tragic reminder of what that entails. Why do you think there's so much youth support for...
Hold on, I need a white pill right now. What do we have? 49 minutes? I just need to be white pilled again. Please, please white pill me. Please, I need this moment again.
Also in the future.
I love that so much. Oh. Sorry, I needed a white pill after that. That black pill.
Why is the Peace Party like bleeding support on the right to Confederacja? What is it about peace that younger people especially are abandoning?
They're a party of old people. They have older perspective. They come from the different times. They are not so modern as us. They don't have this personal migration perspective that people of Confederacja does. We have. There are many differences. They are like I would call them Halex, maybe, you know, the social Catholic movement, something like this. Well, we are more patriotic. We are definitely stronger about younger people. They are old people party, I would call them. We have many similarities, like patriotism, like conservatism.
Right.
But for us, as a younger people, Peace Party seems to be relying too much on the old politician players. That they keep on ruling 20 years in this country, and that might be not enough for us. We need a new young movement, new young spirit, and Confederacy is
Fuck
precisely
the old
that.
heads.
It's so shocking to hear something like this happening in Poland. What was the national reaction like this, and then the killings in Nowa with the Colombian migrants? It must be quite a shock to the Polish psyche that something like this is happening here now.
Before we had, of course, some crimes before, but our previous crimes we were remembering for decades. You know, we were talking about them for decades. Right now, it seems like there is a new, very brutal crime every month.
Dude, why do the nationalists always dress like that? What's up with that? why is that the go-to nationalist chud look?
You know, we were talking about them for decades. Right now, it seems like there is a new, very brutal crime every month. It is shocking.
Wait, I forgot I can go like this now. I forgot. Wait. In case anyone didn't know what I was talking about, this is what I mean. That's what I'm talking about, right? Forgot that I can do that.
Shock to the Polish psyche that something like this is happening.
Parents, girls,
khaki strong,
about migrants following them.
Or cash.
So it's getting very dense. The situation is getting very dense around.
And this was an immigrant who had overstayed his visa. By law, he should have been deported.
That's just how men who get into politics look. Yeah, you're right. You're right, actually.
People being asked to leave nicely and they just stay past their visa here as illegal immigrants. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Big butt genetics too, yeah,
from
true.
What I've heard, he stayed illegally. He was asked nicely to leave our country for at least a couple of months. There was already criminal problems with him. He was forbidden from entering our shops, kind of 7-Eleven, because he was still stealing in there, and he was still allowed to roam freely on our street.
Passport.
Polish Parliament.
Key thoughts. This is our guest from Ireland, nationalist, internet creator, media creator. Welcome, Kiev, on our.
Whoa. Or.
All right, I'm here with Krzysztof Mulawa, Confederacja MP.
Dude, it's so fun to do that.
Welcome, same.
Thank you, appreciate it. So, first things first, we came here to document what's happening on the border with Germany. We went to the crossings.
Bro, and ironically looked at the camera.
Of migrants being dropped by German authorities. Now, German authorities claim that these are migrants that entered Germany through Poland. Do you know if that's the case, or are there people among them that didn't come from Poland?
I ask a lot of questions to Polish border. The most important people.
That guy has the exact same mouth as Jack Posobiec.
And they say that most of the immigrants does not have any passport, any documents with them. So
you always do that, Jimbo?
So exactly
really?
It's the fact that we are receiving people who we are not sure who they are.
And you blame the Tusk government for this. So it's quite a new government, and you know, in the West, we know Tusk, he's a EU technocrat, like that's his history. But the headlines we got, it seems like he's a little bit tougher on immigration than people expected. Maybe, you know, I know he changed some of the rules as far as the migrants coming from Belarus. So from your perspective, what's the Tusk government's record been like so far?
Tusk is saying that this topic of immigration in Poland is better than it used to be when peace and justice was enforced in Poland, but the answer is quite different. It's not.
Michael Lionheart Raid, let's go!
I don't know if you are familiar with the fact.
Thank you. I also miss Woozer Raid. Why does it not say it?
Poland.
Why did they break Power Chat?
The biggest amount of.
Why does Power Chat not tell me when I get
in Europe for the last
raided?
6 years? Maybe one of the year. I don't. Maybe 2022 was the year when Germany was giving a bigger amount of.
Why would it not do that?
To citizens of all of
Thank you both for the raid. Sorry, it's just broken.
After that, 5 years, Poland was giving the biggest amount of permits. So, unfortunately, you as an Irish guy is thinking about Poland that we say no to immigrants, but however, the situation is quite different. Of course, there is an issue with illegal immigration in Poland, but
Wurzel Poop's having the same problem,
for
really?
National movement representative, also something which should not happen is that we have a lot of legal immigrants in Poland.
Yeah, that's interesting because Poland did get this reputation with
Dude,
peace
the
that they're
cat's
super
just
strong
meowing.
on immigration. Tarczynski would be on media appearances talking about how good Poland was on immigration. And yet we see Konfederacja is getting huge support now in recent years, your party. So obviously a lot of Polish people feel like they're not succeeding on immigration or not keeping Poland safe.
Whoa.
So can you explain a bit of the history there of what peace actually did and how they opened up Poland?
We were the best in the immigration topic in the whole Europe, but the best means that we're receiving a lot of people quite legally, not illegally. As an example, so Peace and Justice was giving permits, giving visas to a lot of nations from all over the world, but we didn't have signed bilateral papers with a lot of countries. So once Poland from years.
Oh my gosh, boring. Sorry.
It's like a different country. It's like you're in Pakistan.
Bro just said being in Poland is like being in Pakistan to a Polish nationalist. That's crazy.
Right now, I think that's just like everywhere in Europe, the right is winning. I think this is the biggest issue because it leads to nationalism.
Is there a particular country you see that you would be concerned Poland becoming like with more diversity, multiculturalism?
No, I think just it's about the safety. Poland is pretty safe right now, and I want Poland to be safe still.
And you want it to stay Polish, the home of the Polish people?
No, I'm not saying that.
So there was a high-profile case where a Polish girl was killed by an immigrant.
That's crazy.
Poland is known for having a more closed immigration system than the West. Is that something that concerns you for women's safety with more immigrants?
I don't think so, because we cannot say every immigrant is a bad person, and many immigrants support our economy.
Right.
There was a high-profile case recently with someone in Toruń killed by an immigrant. So it seems like that's a big topic of debate here right now. Where do you stand on that? Would you like to see Poland have a more closed or more open immigration system?
You know, I like it like it was a few years back, and I think that's the best option for us, because, you know, just to think like what's going on in France currently.
Right.
You know, it's really devastating, those guys. I have a few friends in France, and, you know, it's a really, really like very, very bad thing that's happening there. And I hope that not any of this will
Dude, the
ever
Polska
come
are
here.
gonna cancel this guy.
I'm not a fan of letting everyone in. I mean, everyone should have the papers and everyone should be checked. Right? I mean,
Dude, look at that Polish
I never understood
nose.
letting everybody in.
Right.
Like in France or yes, in those countries, I'm afraid I wouldn't feel safe if there were more immigrants, and like I'm open, but not if they don't treat us well.
Right. But then while we've been here,
Cheese to
there was a big
meet you.
story where an immigrant killed a girl in Torun.
You have
So this seems like a
pizza?
big topic of
Oh,
debate here now.
dude,
So
I
how
want
do you feel
pizza.
about that? Would you like to see Poland open up more to immigration,
Dude.
or does it concern you that maybe you'll be less safe if that happens?
Well, I think that depends. Where are the people that are coming to Poland?
Mhm.
If they have rights to be here or
Yeah.
not, because many people are here, I think, without any permission, and maybe they could be a danger for us.
What aspects of the West would
Right.
you not like to have in Poland?
The dangers, honestly. I mean, I think Poland right now is very, very safe. Warsaw too, and compared to other capital cities of Europe, it's way better, I think.
Well, Poland is known for having quite a closed immigration system. There was just a high-profile killing in
Dude, he should do Hermes style, like gotcha, like, you know, like joke questions at them. He should just be like, what's the latest one I saw? Dude, did you just see the dumbest shit ever?
Torun by an immigrant. So
Trying to
is
think
that
of what they
something that
were.
concerns you when you say, you know, the dangerous cities in the West, they're very multicultural. Do you hope that Poland will retain its Polish identity?
I don't know. It's a very tough topic, honestly. I think it's just I like the way it is now. My female friends don't feel safe, and my male friends are asking us if they can go with us if to make us feel safer.
And so do you notice Warsaw changing with more immigrants now
Yes, yes.
from all parts of the world, or?
Wow.
I think I don't want to be racist. I don't know. But
Fucking bitch.
not all immigrants
Fucking
are
racist
like that,
bitch.
but I don't feel safe.
So we're now on the way to interview Grzegorz Braun, obviously hugely controversial figure in Polish politics. But I didn't think this film we're making would be complete without talking to Braun. If you talk about the rise of the right in Poland, Braun is this incredibly enigmatic figure. It's hard to
Braun.
imagine someone like him succeeding as he has anywhere in Europe, really, outside
Time to
of
talk
Poland.
to Braun.
So I'm excited. I think we're going to get some very candid answers. He's never one to be held back by political correctness. Got my copy of Irish Nationalism here to gift him as well. So
Bro's a fan. Bro's
yeah,
a big
it
fan.
Should be an interesting discussion.
Wait, it's just that guy? Dude. Oh my god. It's just that guy? Dude, Polish people. Dude, Polish people.
Panie pośle, co pan robi? Panie pośle, co pan robi? Pośle, co pan robi?
What are you doing, sir? How could you do this?
I'm sharing my views. I'm telling what is my understanding of the situation in a way that collides with political correctness.
Wow, insane.
And more people.
What was that?
tend
What was?
to
That was an
understand
insane filter.
what they are being told by the media, by the mainstream politically correct politicians. Is a bunch of lies. Everybody knows how the Western Europe, the Western world looks like with Green Deal, Rainbow Deal, multicultural disaster of Western European countries. They can see, and that is why more and more come back to Poland after spending sometimes long years in emigration in Ireland. They are coming back to Poland because this is the place where
Dude,
you can
he's
still
mogging the shit out of Keith Woods now. He just mentioned Ireland. He was just like, that's why They go to Ireland and they fucking leave.
Raise your children.
No, Polish people, please, please, Polish people, stay in Ireland. No!
Without
Don't go back
that much by the system. Young parents just don't want to sacrifice their own children at the altar of progressive science, so-called Jewish diaspora, and the state located in Palestine, which happens to be Jewish. Their leaders put a lot of effort in presenting Polish nation as a perpetrator, not a victim of the atrocities of the Second World War.
Right.
This is counter-history. Why do they take so much pleasure in producing this black PR, anti-Polish PR? Because they want our freedom and they want our money. And they said it many times.
If you talk like this in the West, there are many influential Jewish organizations that are capable of suppressing people's free speech.
I'm Polish, I live here.
Right.
I've been here, I studied, I have relatives, not only the young Alexander, late young Alexander.
But this is my question.
Also others who died in Nazi German concentration camps. My father's uncle, older person, died in some other concentration camp. So please stop preaching and teaching us about our history, about our country.
A lot of people don't realize this, but Poland as a country lost more as a percentage of its population than any country in the Second World War. And I remember a few years ago,
I'm gonna order pizza.
Israel and the Jewish community internationally was seeking reparations from Poland for proper.
He refused to recognize Israel. So freaking based. Has Jimbo finally mastered invisibility magic? No.
They're doing in Poland, which seemed an
ordering pizza.
Outrage. Yeah.
But this is regular. This is their standard. They are using history. The existence of civilized European nations is perceived by these guys as an obstacle, as a nuisance. Irish, Polish people are impossible. You cannot build the Eurocolchos with them. You have to change them. You have to import people from exotic.
Jimbo left at JQ. Very safe play, Jimbo. Smart play. Thank you. Jimbo, Domino's is crazy deals? No, I'm ordering from a local place.
Countries, people that might be very nice, but they simply don't know anything about Europe and our civilizational standards, and they are not being invited. They are not being asked to know anything, learn anything, and on the other hand, you have to make as much mess as you can in the minds and hearts of young people. You have to make them think, changing their gender, changing their sex habits. You have to make people think that killing babies is most important test of freedom, democratic freedom
so
for
true.
Everybody. You have to make everybody believe that socialism, Euro-socialism is the best way of human progress, democratic progress. This is all lies. This is all deadly offer. and let's reject this offer as soon as we can. And there are no other ways. There are no secular ways, democratic procedures, national traditions that would make this miracle happen. We will be erased.
Garlic knots?
We will vanish from the stage very soon. Because in Poland, well, you might say that the last Pole might be
I'm just gonna get the
born
pizza.
in 20 years from now, if we do not turn away from this path to
So true.
Yeah, it's happening so fast. I mean, I think I saw something. Poland has one of the lowest birth rates in Europe now.
Yeah, this is sudden death.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, I hope to see you again, and I hope international jury doesn't take you out in the next few years.
Dude, ordered Polish food, korma,
You'll make a deal. If you go to prison, I'll... We're wrapping up our trip to Central Europe back here in Poland's capital of Warsaw. What's my mood at the end of this trip? Well, actually, it's one of optimism. I think the two most exciting developments happening anywhere in Europe right now as it concerns politics is the rise of the AfD in Germany and of Konfederacja in Poland. And we've encountered both firsthand. In Berlin, we saw what is really the epicenter of the mass migration problem in Europe. And with the AfD, we've seen an unapologetically pro-German nationalist party that does have this difficult balancing act of promoting radical ideas to the German public and aiming at the mainstream of German politics, aiming at political power while facing the threat of outright banning. And I encountered this delicate balancing act myself when my own visit was used by German national media to smear the AfD. At the Polish-German border, we encountered this increasing problem of Germany sending migrants back to Poland, which in itself is a response by liberal governments on both sides to the growth of national populism. And so while we may see asylum procedures enforced more strictly by those governments, we can see that there is no long-term solution here as these countries argue back and forth about where these migrants
I ordered
belong.
the pizza.
The only solution will be European-wide cooperation to send these migrants out of Europe completely back to their homelands. And in Zielona Góra, we saw the All Polish Youth, one of the most interesting and promising young nationalist organizations around. They told me about their plan to create the next generation of Polish leaders, to mold them physically and mentally. And that's not just rhetoric.
Kino, finally some real journalism. Poles will preserve the Aryan bloodline, don't worry.
Is a former leader of the All Polish Youth. And who knows, by the next time we're in Poland, he may be the leader of this country. Konfederacja is surging in the polls. It's most popular among young Polish people, and in the recent presidential election, the under-30s in Poland voted more for Konfederacja than any other party. Konfederacja invited us right into the Polish parliament to observe a committee on immigration and its effects. And then in Torun, we saw those effects firsthand. The tragic sight of the murder of a young Polish woman by a migrant. And a few years ago, if you asked me about Poland's prospects, I would have said it's very similar to my own country of Ireland 20 or 30 years ago. And so we would expect it to go very similarly in the direction of Ireland in embracing mass immigration and diversity and openness. But I no longer think that. Having spoken to a lot of young Polish people here involved in politics and just apolitical people on the street, we've heard the same thing again and again. Many of them have lived, studied, worked outside Poland, or they've just seen the West on social media. And again they told us, we don't want Poland to become like Sweden, like France, or like the UK. The bad example of the West's experiment with multiculturalism is serving as an important warning to countries like Poland. And that's why nationalist parties like Konfederacja are surging among the young. Now, that's not to say Poland is some kind of nationalist paradise. It has unique challenges all of its own. The trend here is secularization, modernity, and all of the social problems that that brings. We've spoken to young women here who are divided on the abortion issue, and that may be a culture war issue that emboldens a radical left to emerge in the future. But for now, and for the foreseeable future, with the rise of groups like Konfederacja, Poland faces these challenges as Poland, as a nation. And Poland's whole history is one of adversity and overcoming outside obstacles to its existence. And as long as it coheres as a nation, as long as the basic premise of politics is that this is the homeland of the Polish people, I think it can navigate those problems better than any of its neighbors.
Okay. Oh, perfect timing. Okay. Next. Moving on. W voice message. Sorry, I had to make sure that asked Bryn what she wanted. There we go. Ordered now. Europa.com to watch Europa the Last Battle. You really got Europa.com? Bro got Europa.com. Cat, stop! Dude, this cat pulls the last whites. Yeah, the last people.
None of them sent $3.
By the way, now that you've
Anonymous.
sent longer voice messages, I've concluded I really like your voice, so you can you have my approval to send as rambling of messages as you want. So.
W. Keith, dude, I still loved the smiling Keith Woods there.
My country. I want illegal aliens to go.
The smiling Keith. I almost got it
extendable.
exactly.
We have the arguments.
No.
It will live, and it will be also in the future.
Who edited that?